Hey guys, what's up? Mreditingtutorials here, and I'm bringing you another tutorial today to stay active, so it doesn't not like last time where I kind of didn't make a tutorial for like a week or two. I'm trying to make a tutorial maybe every 2 to 3 days. But for me to do that, I need you guys to give me suggestions on what you guys want to know, because it's pretty hard for me to remember like every effect that I know. But if you like say what you want, it'll pop up in my head, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I know how to do that, and then I'll make a tutorial on it. So this one's going to be on how to do the scope in effect, which you just saw at the beginning of this video. It's a pretty commonly used effect. I don't know how to do it in After Effects, but I do know how to do it in Sony Vegas. We're going to be using the effect or tool, whatever you want to call it, called the cookie cutter effect. That's in Sony Vegas. It's not a plugin, it's just like one of the effects that comes with it when you buy it, or however you got it. So also I just want to say this is the background that I made myself. I made the MET for Mreditingtutorials in Photoshop, and I made it so that the line, the M, the top of the M, the top of the E, and top of the T were all lined up. And then I brought it into Cinema 4D and extruded the NURBS and made it 3D. If you guys want to learn how to make your clan logo or any logo 3D, I'll tell you how to do that. And then I just made the box like a rectangle, like a square, and I put my text in there, and then I just move text around. Those are like this is After Effects, Sony Vegas, Cinema 4D tutorials I do, and then global illumination to do this nice reflection and stuff like that. So moving on, we're going to go ahead straight in. We're going to head right into Sony Vegas is what I meant to say. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure your properties are the correct for what you want. Mine are, I think it's this one. Apply, okay. So now we got 1080 and 720p settings. So first thing you want to do is you want to go to File, Open, and then just open up the clip you're going to use. I'm going to use a different clip from the example that I showed you, because this one's a little bit easier to do it in, because the shots aren't like as right next to each other as they were in the example. So we're just going to find a spot where I want to do this. So we'll just do it on this first clip right here. Alright, so what we're going to do is you want to find where he just begins to scope in. So my guy begins to like bring his sniper to his face right about there. You find it, and then you go a little bit more. So right around there should be good, right there. Then you press S on your keyboard to split the clip. And then you want to go forward to where the scope is not fully in like this. It's more like faded around the outside, like right here. How you see the like the crosshairs, but you don't see the the full black on like where you would see it there. It's kind of faded. So you want to split the clip right there. Ready? So once you have that done, you want to go back to the beginning of the clip. Mine's right there. And then you can either go to over here where it says Video Effects and look for the cookie cutter, which it is right here. You just do the reset to none, or I think you do circle center. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, this event FX, or effects obviously. So you click on that where your clip is, and then you go to Sony cookie cutter, should be in the middle column at the top. Press add, okay. Then you're going to have here, my Sony Vegas is not, oh, there we go. Never mind, I was saying my Sony Vegas has not been working. I haven't been able to see the timeline, but like it was like this before. You couldn't really see the timeline at all, but I was just fixed it right now. So what you want to do is you want to go forward one frame from the timeline right here. So you're at the beginning, you go forward one. Boom. Alrighty. So what you want to do is you want to make a keyframe. Let me just pull this up a little bit more. I want to make a keyframe by pressing this little button, create keyframe. Click it, and then you go all the way to the end of the clip, and then you go from the end, you go back one, right there, and then you make the circle about the size by using where it says size right here. It'll start off around here where you won't be able to see it. It should be at like 600, something like that. Just bring it down to you think the size of the scope would be. Alright, it should be around there. And then if you go forward one frame, you can see how close you were. Like mine's a little bit too small, so what I'm going to do is going to make it a little bit bigger by doing that. And then there you go. They're about the same size. So let me just go back and show you guys how to do that again, because if if you weren't watching and you were trying to do it as I was doing it, it might have been a little bit confusing. So what you want to do is, after you create that first keyframe, you want to go all the way to the end, then go back one, like back one frame, and then just make the circle with the size is the last tab, or the last like selection thing, the little slider. You want to make it about the size that you think the scope would be. Mine should be around there. And then you want to go forward one keyframe and see if it's about the same size as the scope on the screen. Mine's a little bit too small, so I'm just going to go back, no problem, and just make the circle a little bit bigger. So if you want to copy, if you're using Call of Duty 4 and the M4003, whatever it's called, if you're using that same clip kind of thing, your number should be around 0.18 for the size. And then it'll make a keyframe once you change it. So if we go back and recap, we look at it, go back in the timeline, the circle closes in on the scope, and we call that the scope in effect, as you can see right on the screen right now. So that's basically it for today's tutorial, guys. Just a quick little one to stay active. My next tutorial may be how to use Twitch, how to use the Twitch plugin in After Effects, or it might be how to, like, a bunch of little effects that I use throughout my montages, all in one little tutorial. Let's see, what else might we do? Maybe that color correction for the snowboarding vid that I had. I about finished that, but it didn't turn out too good, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload it. I might work on a little bit more, but I didn't pick too good of a song for like syncing and making it just look that much better. So I might have to just pick a new song. So we'll see how that goes. If you like the tutorial, leave a like and a comment. If you would like to suggest a tutorial, just leave a comment below or leave a comment on my channel. So basically that's it, guys. I'll see you next time. Mr. Editing Tutorials, and I'm out. Peace.